Hi, my name is Gary Schnell. I've been putting together a series of YouTube videos to highlight different elements of my new book, Consciousness All in One and One in All. My most recent attempt at this was entitled Heroes and Gods. This is not a takeoff of another chapter. This is a follow-up to that Heroes and Gods episode. And I'm going to entitle this one Heroes, Gods, and Today's Political Climate in the United States. What I wanted to do was take a look at how divisive our narratives can be. Please recall that our narratives are an effort on our part to think of ourselves or portray ourselves as a hero so as to perceive a greater proximity to the godlike figures that raised us, offering us a more secure and comfortable place in life. I believe that it is this that is the root of things like sibling rivalry, parental discussions about who has the better children. But more dangerously, I think it is the root of much conflict. I think it is this kind of a thing that has played a part in the genocides of the last couple of centuries, including the Tutsi genocide, the Khmer Rouge, the Armenian genocide in the late 1910s. I also think it's played a part in every single war that we've struggled with. It plays a part in the conflict between the Shiites and the Sunnis. I also think it is playing a significant part in our political climate of the day. We have presidential candidates that certainly have warts. I believe that in 2016, both candidates had significant warts. And you could get on the internet and you could read about one side versus the other side. You would read about how evil or stupid one side was, and then you would read about how evil and stupid the other side was. Now, seriously, when you think about it, is it really likely that 50% of the population is pulling for someone who's evil, while the other 50% of the population is pulling for someone who's good? I think most of us, when we look at the candidates that we support, they all have warts. I don't think there's a single president that's ever run for the office that has not had his or her fair share of struggles. And I think that to judge one as harshly as we sometimes do probably says more about us than it does about the candidate. I see a lot of kids who come into my office every day. They talk about being bullied. And I try to make it clear to them that when people bully other people, it says a lot more about them, the bully, than it does about the person being bullied. It means that the person that's doing the bullying, has some internal struggles that makes it important for that person to find some way of feeling better about himself or herself and superior to other people. Now, this is not to say that anybody is right or wrong. I'm only asking you to be consciously aware that there is a danger in believing that we have the only right way. It is this kind of thing that separates us one from another. I heard a political comedian talk about how when cancer took down someone who believed differently from a political standpoint, that this comedian had to rethink the evils of cancer and his audience applauded him. And I can't help but think that we need to have questions about this. We need to ask ourselves, what is so heroic? And do I really want to make myself feel better about other people at their expense? This is the nature of the hero. It is the nature of the narrative. But let's be clear. We all have our own struggles. We all have our own problems. And I think that when push comes to shove, none of us is better than the other. Regardless of, I am trying to say though that we have our own struggles. And we run a risk of being unable to address our own struggles when we focus so much energy on whether someone else is right or wrong. That is the problem with the hero and the narrative in today's society. Thank you very much for your